Hi guys, and welcome to another beer review, and this one should be an interesting one, and it's from a brewery that I've not had one of their beers for too long. I think the last time I actually had one of their beers was when I was still in Germany, so you know we're going on 6 months, so half a year without having a beer from a brewery that not all of the beers I've had have like hit the target, but for their experimental nature alone and the ethos behind the brewery, and then of course the designs of the labels and all that sort of stuff. I don't know, they just appeal to me, and yeah. So going back over to Tuul, and we're looking at a bottle of the Liquid Confidence with some really quite intriguing artwork from Kasper Ledet once again. It looks like that's like part of a human form, or it could be a twig covered in something. I'm not too sure. I'm going to have to see if there's a little explanation somewhere online behind the thought process and the concept of that design. But certainly striking, and that's what attracted me to it more than anything else. Very pretentious, I know, but I am a very pretentious person, as you can probably tell. And picked this up from Northern Beer Temple in Wigan for £8.65. Not sure if you can see that. And yeah, so I thought I'll give this a try, because I don't think I've had like an Imperial Stout from Tuul. And yeah, so this is an Imperial Stout, obviously. So I'll quickly read you the back of the label. We bring you an Imperial Stout brewed with ancho, gualio and chipotle chilies. Drink this beer before you ask a lady for a dance. Should have done that when I was in Manchester with Paul, instead of running away like a 12-year-old girl. It will straighten your back, make you feel comfortable, and set your ass on fire, which sounds absolutely wonderful in that situation. I think you'll agree. So this is clocking in at 12.2% ABV. And I'm having this tonight because I'm doing myself a nice steak with some soy, sesame and garlic asparagus. And I thought this would complement that absolutely perfectly. So I'm just waiting for the oven to heat up. So I thought I'd quickly shoot a review of this, drink it while I'm cooking, and then enjoy the rest of it while I'm eating. So yeah, not bad for a Sunday night, I think you'll agree. And thankfully, I'm only in work later on in the evening tomorrow, so happy days. So I'm using this thing that came with the Sink the Bismarck, which I think has a bottle opener on it. Is that a bottle opener? I think so. And then, of course, I can stick it in if it fits. That's what she said. Anyway, well, yeah, you work that one out then. So let's see if we can open this. Yeah, it's a good job I don't want that bottle cap, because... Or maybe I do want that bottle cap, because there is a design on it. Is there a... No, it's just off the sticker. That was like almost an existential crisis for me then. But anyway, so... Really sticky on the inside of that label. So let's see what we get with this then. Really intrigued to see what this is like. I had the Demola, which was Magic Rock, and Demolan, which was a Mexican stout with chilies, of course, and I really quite enjoyed that. So I thought, why don't I try it with this today? So I've not really had too many chili infused beers. That's clearly not working, so it doesn't really matter. I wasn't going to be saving the bottle anyway, I was going to go through it. But yeah, beer in the glass then. And that to me is pretty much jet black with a nice sort of dark mocha looking head. So let's see what we get on the nose. It's really quite fragrant. It's got that sort of like, from those chilies, it's got that like oily bell pepper sort of character to it, like an earthiness, but with like a very subtle sweetness. Getting a little bit of like a vanilla lactose aroma, but I don't think there is lactose in this. I think it's just primarily chilies. I mean, it's got barley and oats. You do get that oatiness. You would expect that, but it's got sort of like, I'm not sure what liqueur it is, but it's got that aroma to it. But I don't mean that in like, it smells boozy, because for a 12.2% beer, they've masked that really, really nicely. I'm getting a little bit of chocolate in there, like a little bit of dark chocolate. It reminds me of, I'm not sure if these are available in the UK, but there's a chocolate that I saw in Germany called Riesen, R-I-E-S-E-N. I think they might be called something different here in the UK, or they're just called the same thing, but it reminds me of that, like chocolate with like a really like dense caramel almost. Yeah, it's got lovely cakiness. A little bit of a subtle spiciness from the chilies, but it's more of a like a green paprika aroma. Maybe a chocolate milkshake. It smells absolutely wonderful. So let's give it a taste. Cheers, guys. Wow. Big, like, sort of vanilla smoothie flavour coming through, like maybe a bit of strawberry in there. Yeah, that's really quite, it's not like sickly sweet or anything, but it's a lot more sweeter than I was expecting it to be. Really not too much of a chili burn. There's like very subtle warming sensation as it's going down. Lovely velvetiness to it. You know when you sometimes get like those like chocolate milkshakes, and there's like those tiny, it's got that very subtle graininess in there. That's what I'm getting with this, in the texture of the beer. Lovely and velvety. It's definitely got sort of like a fortified wine character in there, with a lovely sweetness. A little bit of an earthiness coming from those chilies. But again, it's more of like the bell pepper or paprika, as opposed to like piping hot chili. I mean, this has got, let's see what we've got in here. Chipotle, gualio and ancho. See, I'm not a chili head. I only really know like the spicy chili when people talk about this is the spiciest chili, but I thought chipotle was supposed to have quite a bit of heat in it. You get that like sort of like slowly built up heat that you sometimes get from chilies as you're talking. So it might intensify very subtly the more you drink the beer. But I mean, it's warming me up a little bit more now. That ABV, you don't taste the booziness. There's no harshness in this beer whatsoever. It's got, yeah, it's like big fruity paprika, sort of bell pepper flavours, with a nice sort of like chocolate caramel. A lovely grainy oaty flavours. And then a very subtle spicy warmth on the back end. It's like got that like dessert liqueur character as well, but doesn't stray in too much in either direction. So it's a really nice and balanced beer. It's got a real sense of like luxury to it. It's like one of those perfect beers where if you're celebrating something and you just want to pop it open and share it with friends, pardon me, that's going to go absolutely beautifully with the steak and asparagus that I'm having. I'm so excited for that now. I might actually, if I remember and not just demolish it, I might, hopefully that will be the thumbnail for this video. But yeah, lovely beer. Was not what I was expecting. That like strawberry milkshake flavour that I got in the first sip just came out of nowhere, and that subsided very subtly. I have no idea what I could attribute that to, but that was the first thing that popped into my head. But yeah, in this day and age where we've got these adjunct, like filled, artificial flavoured, like pastry imperial stouts, it's so nice to have something like this. Which, don't get me wrong, I love the stuff that we're getting now. But this, to me, it's just got this sort of like really nice, almost slightly, dare I say it, like Mediterranean twist to it. It's weird. You can't help but describe this beer in a pretentious way, if that makes any sense. But yeah, that's absolutely wonderful. I really, really like that. But I think it's... See, people, when you add chilies, there's like this feeling like, oh, it has to be evident. But you get some really nice flavours from chilies. That's why, like, with like hot sauces and things like that, I like it when you get some flavour and it's not just an attack on the palate. But yeah, this is a lovely, subtle, rounded, well-balanced, mature, see through the evening sort of beer, but at the same time it is deceptively drinkable. And I've no idea how old this beer is. I think the actual best before was on the label, on the bottle cap. So let me just have a quick look. So what have we got here? First, the fourth. No, that looks like code. Yeah, I've no idea how old this beer is. I'm not sure if it's an older beer that's been sitting around and sort of mellowed out, or if this is a somewhat fresh bottle of beer. But for the price that I paid for it, I'm very, very happy. And yeah, for a stout, my first stout from Tuol, yeah, what a great way to experience Tuol in the dark beers. I'm sure people will tell me, oh, if you like this stout, Tuol do this much superior stout on dark beers and stuff. But yeah, it's just a pleasant, methodical, and all in all satisfying drinking experience. That a little bit of a treat for yourself, if that makes sense. What a great gift that'd be. I'd happily receive another bottle of that. I'd happily pick up another bottle and just put it away for a little bit. Wonderful stuff, it really, really is. Not had a stout like that for a while. I mentioned the Demula that I had, which was a completely different animal because there was a lot of more intense chili heat in that. But it's the fragrant aspect of the chilies used in this and the subtleties that I really, really like. And in terms of a rating, I can't pick out any faults. That's just an absolutely beautiful beer. That's a beer that I would happily have drank as a milestone beer. Do you know what I mean? Just, yeah, wonderful. If you come across a bottle of it, do yourselves a favour and give it a go, because that is quite the experience. As I'm talking now, that chili character is a little bit more evident, but it's by no way harsh or unpleasurable. It's just amazing. Yeah, it's a 10 out of 10 beer, guys. I might not be jumping around or anything like that, but inside I'm like, today's a good day. So if you've tried this, then of course let me know your thoughts and opinions down below. If you tried any other stouts from Tuol, recommendations always welcome, especially with a brewery like this. Check out Tuol, check out my Tuol playlist, check out my Imperial Stout playlist. Of course, check out Kasper Ledet down below. Beautiful, beautiful artwork. Hopefully I can save that label. And yeah, I'm excited to cook even more now. So yeah, thank you all for watching and putting up with this pretentious fool. And I hope you'll join me next time for another beer review. See you guys later. Cheers.